G'day there folks, this is Beanie, and I am bringing you a Beanie Draws video of two T-Rexes. Yeah, just basically the two T-Rexes from the Lost World. I was going to draw Indominus Rex, but right now I feel more like drawing a T-Rex, because I'm in the mood for it. So, I am going to try and jot out my compositional sketch. Not quite sure how I'm going to do this. I'm going to sketch out the heads. This is going to be a very interesting, perspective too. They're going to be kind of front on. I haven't really drawn T-Rex front on before. Not too much anyway, so I'm going to kind of draw these T-Rexes cuddling, being all romantic, so I'm just figuring out how I'm going to do the heads. This one is kind of facing directly forward, so I'm going to do a bit of a box to kind of represent where the head will be. I already don't like that mouse. I'll worry about that later. And this one is going to be popping its head up slightly, I guess. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of doing these longer drawing things, because, I mean, they take forever to upload. But we'll see how this goes. I might try and keep this as a quick little drawing. I just wanted to basically draw some T-Rexes. So that's what I'm going to do. The snout is a little bit longer, so I'm going to make the snout about there. I'm going to erase this line, because, oh man, that's one dirty, messy eraser. I'll use my other eraser, because I don't like where its snout is. Currently, I'm using no photographic references. I'm just basically going straight from all my years of having drawn T-Rex in the past, so I'm just going to wing it for now. Doing some little sketch ideas. Now, from memory, the snout is kind of like, front view, the snout's kind of like that, and then it kind of goes out into the jaw section, and then has a bit of teeth popping out there, so that's what I'll do. Do the teeth there. Bit of a brow ridge here, and another bit of a brow ridge there. I'm doing my doing my scales in the brow ridge. I suppose I could zoom in slightly while I'm doing this part. Seems I'm already getting in with the detail. Okay, so do the eyes about here, because that's kind of like how they look like in the front view pictures I've seen. Draw some of the eyebrows, and then the snout ridges. Gonna put some of the lines that go. I'm already going straight into the detail. So what I should be doing is I should be doing the compositional sketch, but I'm going straight into the design, the detail for this T-Rex anyway. What I'll do is I'll continue on now with the rest of the T-Rex. I'm going to put in some of the lines that indicate the shape of this T-Rex in its three-dimensional form. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, how am I going to do the neck? Because it's pointing straight at us, it's going to be more of a foreshortened kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but basically what I'm doing is you can't see much of the body because it's being covered by the head. I'm going to put in the this part of the body, because I'm pretty sure that part of the body would be seen. We won't see much of the tail because the tail is being hidden by the body, so we'll put the tail, a tip of the tail here. The tail would be like there. This T-Rex, the neck would be like, the bottom of the neck would be like there, I think. And put its neck like there. And a bit of the lower neck muscle. Like if you feel your own neck, you can kind of, the esophagus and all that kind of stuff would be that area, I suppose. I don't know if the proper, I don't know if anyone knows the proper anatomical structure of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but I'm guessing, like all animals, they have an esophagus where they breathe from and all that. So that line there is kind of that esophagus area. Then we will, its body would probably be up around there. So I'm just kind of putting imaginary lines just so I can kind of give myself an idea of where the rest of the structure will be. That's its shoulder. I know it's easy to say that's its shoulder when you can't see the rest of the image, but I can see it in my head, so I'm telling you what I'm seeing right now. Then what we'll do, is I'll give this a shoulder, and then I'll put its arm in there. And I'll put its arm there. Give its tiny, oh, maybe I should bring it closer. No, I'll keep it as it is. I'll draw a little forearm there. Give it its little tiny hands. This is, as you can see now, I'm doing sort of a extended, structured stick figure. So there's its hand, there's its other hand. Around here is probably where you'd have some of the scales. So I'm going to just put some. What I've noticed is there's a bit of a mesh net grid structure for the scales around here. So I'm just going to put a brief indication of where those scales would be. Now this T-Rex looks like he's facing around that way, so his leg will probably be here. I'll put a knee here just to kind of indicate where I want to put my knees. Then this part will be a shoulder, so I'll put a arm there because they're going to be close together. They're going to be hugging. That's its shoulder. That's its upper arm, and I'm going to bring its hand a little bit closer to itself. So it's kind of, I was going to roll it in, but I'm not. I'm going to put the hands out like this. Then I'm going to have this hand kind of, this is the chest, very much like this one. So I'll put those scale lines in like so. And because I've been drawing these guys for so long, I am actually, for the moment, I'm not using any reference images. Not that I want to boast or anything, it's just I've been drawing these guys for so long that I just kind of have a mental imprint on how they look. So, I'm going to bring his arm out slightly, maybe slightly, and give it a bit of a arm like that. Yeah, I guess he's just been a very affectionate cuddler. Because the pose is kind of looking a little whack, but not fully whack, just a little whack. I'm going to put my camera on autofocus so I know that's always on, hopefully always in focus, because this camera has a tendency to sometimes go out of focus. Okay, I'm going to draw out the big leg for this part. This is where the knee will go, and then I will bring the foot kind of closer in. This will be the ankle, and then this will be the knee. I'll do the same for the knee there, and some backwards foreshortening. So I'll do it like so. This will be the knee for this T-Rex, so I'll put this T-Rex is going to be slightly behind this other T-Rex, I think. Even though its head is, well, it's slightly behind. It's hard to explain. I can see it in my brain, but hopefully you'll see it when it's drawn. This is going to be its other leg, and this is going to be its calf, and its foot. Or this is its shin and ankle. There's its foot. Doesn't look like a foot right now, but it will very soon. So put its claws. I usually, when I'm drawing feet, I always draw the claws first, because that gives me an idea of how far out the toes are going to be spread. And then I draw the rest of it in. Draw the see, this will give you an idea, because this is basically the ankle spreading the toes out. Like if you look at your hand, that is where the toes kind of start, i.e. the ankle toes, then they spread out, like, or especially if you imagine this, that, and that being its feet. Like forget this finger and this finger, that. Just look at your own hand, because dinosaur feet are kind of like chicken feet. Just imagine that that's kind of like, the spread out and your tendons and all that. So that's kind of what I do with the T-Rex foot. So I'll do like so, then I'll do that toe, and like so. Do like so. This one actually is going to be spread out a bit more, like so. I'm going to draw the toes, and this foot's kind of pointing more out that way, so and do like so. I'm also wondering whether I should maybe, instead of worrying about uploading this at 1080p, maybe I should just upload this at 720p. I don't know if you guys can notice a huge amount of difference, but it helps me uploading these videos. Instead of taking 12 hours or 24 hours, it'll only take like maybe 4 hours to upload an 8-minute. Well, we're up to 12 minutes now. So there is that one. That foot's going to be in the distance, so I'm going to put that toe there, and that T-Rex is kind of in the distance. So, like, okay, imagine this is a T-Rex. Yes, my fingers are a T-Rex. This is the legs of the T-Rex profile side view. This T-Rex is kind of doing this. So that's that foot. That is that foot. That. Can you sort of imagine that? Hopefully you can. So we're doing sort of the distance in the background. So it's a little higher up because it's a 1-point perspective image. And this foot is going to be it's going to be kind of in between there and there. So we'll put its distance there. So we'll do it like so. I think I want to spread the foot out a little bit more, so I'll do like that. Yeah, to spread the weight of its ankle out. That seems okay to me. So what I will do now is we have our compositional sketch. Yeah, I know. It probably, to some of you, looks a little bit more than just a sketch. Whereas to some artists, this is what a sketch looks like. So now I'm going to, maybe I'll time-lapse this part and make it a quick little drawing. So I'm just going to put in the details now. Drawing a T-Rex from this angle is a little bit difficult, because you kind of have to imagine the whole creature in a 3-dimensional form. So right now in my brain, I'm actually twisting and turning its head in my brain. So I can kind of try and mentally imagine where all its muscles, and this will be like the lower part of the jaw. Like if you touch your that corner of your jaw that goes up to your ear and up to your chin, that is that part of the jaw, and that would be the ear technically. Then you go down, that's that part of the jaw, and then you draw that little. And even if you feel in the bottom of your jaw, like you got the 2 ridges, which would be there. if you feel the bottom of your jaw, all jaws seem to have that kind of ridge. And then in the middle part is where you have the fleshy part, like your tongue and all that. So that's one other thing I've noticed about the similarities between humans and animals. We all have that kind of jaw structure. So just think of that. And then I always put the hard scales along that jaw bone structure part, and then the fleshy kind of skin foldy kind of. It's kind of hard to explain, but hopefully you can kind of tell by my drawing that it's not. That is meant to look more like skin than scales. So that's where your palate, maybe your tongue and all that kind of moves and folds. So as you can see, I'm refining the scales in that little section because I had my grid structure like I have it there, and then I just kind of refine that part of the I just kind of inside those squares I just kind of give it a slight bit more of a curve in the edges, and that kind of gives a good kind of idea of scales in that section. Some knee folds. These would be the tendon lines, i.e. the tendon, if you can see those bits. Those are those. And those. Now I'm going to put in some scales around its feet. Now always give your nails a little bit of shine, just gives it a little bit of extra life when you're doing the claws. Just leave a little bit of the claw uncolored, and that gives you a bit of a nice shine to your T-Rex feet claws. And now, with that out of the way, I'm just going to do some quick rendering, imagining where the light should probably go. And then I think that will be this drawing done. So I'm trying to imagine that the light is coming down here. So casting a bit of the shadow underneath. Right, now just smudge up the shadow a little bit with your finger. At least that's how I do it. Some people use a blending tool, which is basically just a bit of paper rolled up, and it blends blends it all out. But that's basically how I go about it. So there you have it. That is my quick drawing of a T-Rex. Well, two T-Rexes. Some Rexes that are in love. Now, I know I said quick. Well, I've been drawing these T-Rexes for a very, very, very long time. So I've got quite a lot of experience under my belt in drawing them, which makes me able to draw them very, very quickly. But, something like this could probably take you a few hours maybe, but that's just because we all have different skill levels, and, just draw at your own pace, keep drawing, keep practicing, and you will one day get to the level where you can draw that quickly as well. But yes, that is a quick that is a my version of a quick two T-Rexes that are just cuddling in next to each other. So hopefully this is actually in focus. Let's just make sure it is. There we go. So yeah, hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. The Indominus Rex will be coming. Don't worry about that. I just was in the mood for drawing T-Rexes at the moment. But yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, lots of you already have now, so thank you very much. But if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I will have even more for you coming up in the future. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Cheerio.